Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on folks. It's man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Man Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Folks, it is the start of the Olympia weekend. Today was they're still having it because they have a lot more divisions. Is the amateurs. I just watched physique and women's bodybuilding and also figure. I want to shout out to some ladies who are competing in those divisions and who have been on my show as guests. I hope they do get this opportunity to get a pro card. If not, there's nationals coming up in December. And shout out to the upcoming ladies competing at Olympia. That's going to be this coming Friday. I'm going to watch that show and show my support. So we have here a lady 2 years ago at the Amateur Olympia in Vegas. She got her pro card. She's been on here before. I interviewed her, I think, a little bit after she got a pro card, and also she came out again. We had a little discussion. We have here the lovely Miss Lada Plihalova, if I got her name wrong. We welcome her back, and she made her pro debut this year at the Titan Grand Prix, and also she competed at the Legion Sports Festival. So, man, welcome. Thank you for coming. And what is now feeling now that you are IFBB Pro?
Hey, how are you, everybody? Yes, you're correct. I won my pro card 2 years ago in 2022 Olympia. So this weekend, it's bringing a lot of memories back. And yes, so I decided to compete as a pro because I actually didn't want to be one of those amateurs. Sometimes happens, they want the pro card. They just slap the title to their name and they never competed the IFBB pro. And I said, I don't feel like a real pro until I'm really on that stage competing with the ladies, try to show myself up, and be on that stage. So I decided to get some competitions at the second half of the year. Originally, I was only thinking about the Legion because, I'm a little bit smaller. So I was thinking as a pro, I will fit more in the women physique class. But I still wanted to do bodybuilding, and I decided then hop into Titans and do. When I found out that Titans is having female bodybuilding class, it's a new competition for female bodybuilders. It was the first year they had it, so I decided to support them. I decided to hop in, and it's not far away from Vegas. It was in Anaheim in California. So I decided to do that one and then focus on the Legions. I was counting Legions as my main show because they had women physique and women physique masters, and I did both classes there as well.
Yeah, and I think you placed pretty good. I think you were top five in Women's League Masters.
No, I
Uh,
was sixth place,
Six.
just one place under the finals.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, you might say you're close to top five. You might well
Yeah.
say that. And then the Masters. You didn't do as well because those level ladies were amazing. I interviewed one lady right before she got show is Yvonne Pennington who won her second Olympia qualification at that show.
Yeah.
The Titan. I wish I could have saw it because there was an issue with the whole live stream thing. I couldn't see it, but from what I heard of it, it was a good show. I mean, it was a
It
pretty good
was
show. Yeah.
it was a
'Cause-
big show actually. Both shows. It's funny because I also was thinking what I wanted to do is I didn't count with placings, to be honest. I will be 100% honest. I was counting, I will be last call out 16 divided place. What luckily didn't happen. I was able to beat at least one or two girls in each class, each show. So I didn't place that last. But what I really wanted to do is I wanted to show my routine because I'm counting this year as my final year, and I really wanted to show the routine because I created the routine which had a meaning for me. I basically had the same routine as my first routine ever when I was 16-year-old. Um, the song is having meaning for me, so I wanted to show the routine, and I decided also to do bodybuilding because usually bodybuilding is not so many ladies, it's and I had better chance to be on the final because usually only final top 10 is doing the routine, so I was having better chance to do the routine there. And then I look at the list and it was 16 or 17 ladies there. The biggest bodybuilding show basically this year except Olympia.
yeah.
The
Because
turnout was insane. And then the Legion was the same. It was almost 20 girls on stage as the open and like 10 girls in the masters. So it was like big shows. Both of them were big shows, but big turnouts. What is great, of course.
Yeah, I think what it was because I think some women feel like they get more ready towards closer to the end of the season. Because this year it wasn't
Yeah,
a show out for some shows. There's a show in St. Louis where there were only 5 competitors,
yeah,
and that promoter is dropping women's physique from his show. Then you had something like I think there was like at least 20 some at Toronto for women's physique. At least I think maybe good 10 for women's bodybuilding. And yeah, truthfully, this was like a friend of mine, Tina. She competed at that show.
yeah,
And yeah, Tina was fourth, and she looked great. I mean, best condition she ever has come in a long time. And the lineup, like I said, I think we were talking that one lady was actually supposed to be competing in fitness, but she did physique. She did women's bodybuilding instead.
yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was saying, what was going on? I mean, I think someone said that she had some injury, something,
Yeah.
and that's why she jumped over because there was she was asking questions about how to pose, but it was an opportunity for her. So what's that feeling like now that you got on the stage and you are feel yourself? You feel like you're more like your IB pro now, be on
Yeah.
stage and just when you just have to.
Yeah, just because, yes, absolutely. Like, I feel like, first of all, I could get the experience of the pro show, how it's different from the amateur show. Um, and also, as I said, like, I wouldn't feel like I deserve the title until I competing. I didn't want to just say, hey, I'm an IFBB pro, and never being even compared to those ladies, never bring the conditioning and stuff to the stage. And I think that's the biggest difference probably between the amateurs and the professionals. People think it's a size or maybe shape, but I've seen a lot of amateurs which are actually bigger than that. Like, if you go, this is why I think it's important to you go at least once in your life on some pro show, really, like, to see it live, because the difference actually is not the size, the difference is actually in the conditioning and the level of
Mhm,
preparedness. And
yeah.
I was having problems with this, and I never had that level of conditioning. So I decided to take all out and try to bring my best on the stage, which I think I did. Like, a lot of people said that this was the best showing they ever seen me, the leanest, hardest shape form for me.
Yeah, because right now it's been I think almost 2 weeks since the Legion. You still look like you're still in good condition. I mean,
Yeah,
you got guys.
I'm trying to not pig out because, as you said, the Olympia is here, and I'm living in Las Vegas, so of course I will be there. I will be going to meet and greet. I will be going to the expo. So I don't want people to say, "Hey, she competed like just a week ago, and now she's coming 20 pounds heavier." So yep, I'm still training. I'm still doing my cardio. I'm eating a little bit more food. I'm trying to bring back some of the food categories because at the end of my diet is extremely strict. So now I'm trying to, get back a little bit of the foods, but I'm still dieting. I'm still like reverse dieting now. So yeah, I'm trying to keep on for the Olympia weekend. Yeah. So
Yeah, because this is a big weekend, especially
yeah.
in Vegas, because you work in Vegas, because you work. I remember you were working hospitality before,
Yes,
or
I'm working for the casino,
uh
and I actually got promotion, and now I'm working in the casino marketing.
that's pretty good. I mean, you got wow, that's working in casino, working your hospitality, and this and that, and you get to rub with you get to run into some of these ladies coming this weekend because you know what, this is a big event, especially
Yeah,
for
absolutely,
bodybuilding.
and
I
I'm
mean,
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see some of the girls I'm friends with. So yeah.
yeah. So in each division, who do you like, especially if you look at women's bodybuilding and women's physique? Who's some of your favorites?
Okay, female bodybuilding. I really like Angela Shaw. To me, she's beautiful shape, feminine, elegant. I also like Christine Nicole from Las Vegas, from here. She's young. She's very beautiful shape. Also, like, bringing the combination of the femininity, elegance. But both of the ladies are also on the bigger, size. So I think they're perfect bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Women physique, I'm not sure. I mean, At this moment, I always like Natalie Coelho because she's having the extra. I like. I always think that women physique should be more about the shape rather than the conditioning, while bodybuilding is all out. Um, I kind of don't like that judges now pushing so much hardness and conditioning in the women physique, because to me women physique now looks more like a smaller bodybuilding versus bigger bodybuilding with the bodybuilders. As I said, like I prepared for both shows. I prepared for female bodybuilding and women physique, and I prepared absolutely the same because there was just a big difference between the competitions. And I would say that I was one of the more. I was definitely smaller. I did sacrifice. I had some health problems, and I definitely did sacrifice some of my muscle mass. So I was on the smaller side as a bodybuilder. That was why I was placing low as a bodybuilder. Was my size, not the conditioning. Conditioning wise, in the bodybuilding, I was one of the more conditioned girls there. And then I came to women physique, and I was good condition for women physique, but there were girls who were harder than me.
Mhm.
So that means that they were way harder and more conditioned than female bodybuilders. And I think that I still think personally that it shouldn't be this way. So I go more about the shape rather than the size in female physique. I really like Natalie because she's having that crazy X frame, the big lats, tiny waist. Um, Sarah, I mean, like she's good, but her physique is more like streamlined. I would rather see Natalie winning, shape
Yeah,
wise.
well, she won the year before last. That was 2022, and
Yeah,
then Sarah, I think they were told her to come in softer, and then she made that choice to come in softer, and then that's how come Natalie came in and win. And we
yeah,
talked about this. We did a live stream. We talked about how the physique division is getting to a point where it's starting to look more like women's bodybuilding,
yeah.
where if you can't tell the difference just about sometimes you see some
I mean,
physique girls.
when I was live, I've seen that the ladies in physique they were definitely smaller. I was on the smallest size as a bodybuilder. I've seen my size difference between the biggest girls, the top girls, and myself. At the physique, I fitted more in size wise. But as I said, like what it takes the prep and the conditioning was completely the same for physique and for bodybuilding.
Yeah, it's
So
just
I would almost say that physique is now small bodybuilding. You know how they once divided Olympia into two classes in
mhm.
2000 something. They were
Yeah,
having a
yeah,
small
that
class
really,
and big class. So now
yeah,
it almost seems like women physique is the small class and then bodybuilding is the big class of the
yeah, because
same.
yeah, I remember because they did that where they had lightweight class for women's
Yep.
bodybuilding and heavyweight. And that was the year you had two champions for the first year. You had two champions for you had Andrina Bachet and
Iris, I think.
Valentinovic,
Oh,
Valentinovic Higgins.
yeah, Valentina. Yeah,
After
yeah.
yeah, after that they stopped. They did have the weight classes, but then he became the overall champion.
Mm-hmm.
Because Iris became the overall champion. But after that, after that first show, it was Juliet Berger who became the overall champion. And
Yeah.
then after that, it was Iris next two, no, not Iris, Linda for the next two shows. Then Iris,
And then
got
Iris.
the title. And then it was, I think it was 2005 when Yaxina O'Keefe, who was a lot more bigger than Iris, won the title. We have here a comment here. Shout out to for my man Dennis Espinoza. Shout out to Dennis. He said, I call him the Warden of the West. He says, "Go George." Yeah, thank you, brother. That is my man Dennis Espinoza, Hannah King, Warden of the West. And I am a fan of Andrea. I talk about her often. A while back, a friend of mine was at the Olympia last year. She got me this magazine, the Muscle Development, and this is something I love. This is why I love this content and talk about you ladies. The hard work I put in this. She signed it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she signed it. I mean, and I would love to meet her someday. I would love to get to meet her and talk to her and just. She's really, like I said again, she's amazing. Sarah, I think she's doing good works in bodybuilding. Like, she promotes
I
shows
mean,
like
like
the.
she's amazing with the promotion of the women physique. She does the stuff in Texas. She's having the special trophy for the women physique girls. That's amazing work.
Yeah, and also Andrea Whitney Jones, Cindy Gillen got the Triple O Dynasty, and that's in Arizona, so that's not too far for you. Think about maybe they had women's physique division, and you're doing women's physique now. Think about maybe take a shot at that show next year.
I actually was thinking this will be my final shows. to be honest.
Well,
Um, you know, the thing is, I was not very emotional. I was always very rational about my competing. I always have pros and cons. You know, as I said, like I work in the casino, I don't work in fitness. So I have to take days off my job, you know, cannot do anything else. Basically, have to save my off days for my competitions. I have to be budgeting for the sport. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I'm not having any endorsements, anything. So there's the financial side of the sport, and also there is the health, you know, part of the sport. You can only push your body a certain way, and I was always when I was competing, I was having limits, like what I'm willing to do for which class. For example, if I would have to diet and sacrifice so much I did this season for the pro level, in the local season, in the local level, I wouldn't do that, because for the local level it wouldn't be worth it. For the pro level, it's worth it, you know. And I mean, as I said, like I didn't expect placing, you know, top 5 or something in my first season, because I think it's a, you know, as a rookie, it's kind of rookie tax. And you have to understand that when you're coming from the amateur side, you always have competitors which are great, then you have some competitors which are okay, and then you have some competitors which are not okay. So you have a variety of the bodies, variety of the conditionings, variety of the shapes, sizes. In pro level, you know, everybody is the winner. So nobody, it's, I don't like even to talk who is my favorite or not, because everybody on the pro level is good. Everybody on the pro level had to win the major shows. So that means that they are not mediocre or bad competitors anymore. The differences between different ladies are so small that even the smallest details like eye contact, you know, color of your suit, how you move on the stage, takes a detail, you know, makes difference. These details make a difference between the placings, because when you have the bodies which are so similar in conditioning, elegance, size, then you have to go by the details, who will place better or how, you know, not better. As a rookie, you always have disadvantage. You are not so known. You're coming first time. Maybe, you know, as I said, like I don't have anybody like behind me, no sponsorship or no big company, no big couch. I'm training myself. So I didn't expect that they will look at me and I will go, you know, top 5 or something. I did expect like I will be last call out. And as I said, like I actually placed better than I expected. But when I'm looking at it, honestly, can I push harder and be better a little bit? Of course I can. I think now in women physique, what limited me is that I didn't have so deep abs and so big back thickness, you know, the back details, which were holding me back. I can improve it. Yes, I can. But if I would be pushing even harder, what would be my placing in pro level? I think I may push and be top 5. Yes, maybe. But will I be winning? I don't think so. I don't think that I have my genetics on that level to be winning shows and to be striving for the, you know, Olympia and, you know, being the best and putting my money and my days off and also putting my health on the line to be top 5, 6, you know, in the middle of the starting field in the pro. I don't think it's worth it for me. And I will not hide that during this prep, I did have some major health complications. And I think I'm blessed that I was able to finish my prep and show myself as it was. And I said, like with my conditioning and how I showed myself and how I presented myself, I am very happy. But I was competing, and now I can say all my injuries and stuff. I didn't say it too much before the show because I didn't want judges to focus on the injured side and say, "Oh yeah, you know, we can see it." But now I can say it. I actually torn my left meniscus in my left knee, the MCL size. So I was wearing a brace for a majority of my prep. I couldn't train my legs and I couldn't do dynamic cardio, which would help me, you know, to bring back even more conditioning. And then just 3 weeks before the competitions, I was having some kind of flu, and after this flu, of course, I was training through because it was so close to the competitions. As a competitor, you sometimes have to do what you have to do. Competitors sometimes push through flu and through different illnesses. They modify the training, they still push through. But I started having heart problems actually, and I was having tachycardia. That means that my heart rate, my resting heart rate was very high, about 130 in resting. So I had to go to the doctor. I'm still waiting for the cardiology examination. And basically 2 weeks before competitions, I started taking pills for my heart, beta blockers. And at the moment when you have a heart problems as a bodybuilder, you have to be extremely cautious what you do. I had to be extremely cautious the last 2 weeks before the competitions, because I didn't want to end up as a statistic. I didn't want to end up like, hey, she had cardiac arrest at 46 years old preparing for the competition.
Well, I can tell you,
They
somebody.
think that it might be sometimes when you have a virus and you train, it can mess up your heart. I also had some problems, like my electrolytes were a little bit off, which we were able to fix. Currently,
Yeah.
it's better. I don't have the problems that much, but yeah, I have to fix first everything. This.
Yeah, I can tell you this because you know what, I have a pacemaker. It's gonna be 10 years this October since I had a pacemaker, and I
Oh,
had that because I got it when I wasn't even 40 yet when I got it. I was just 39, and I can tell you, yeah, I'm right now. I'm gonna be 50 in November. I have issues with my knees, my hips. I've worked most of my life, and I can understand that it's important for your health and for your life and your well-being. I mean, it was a great opportunity to see you compete and make your pro debut, and you look great.
I mean,
You
I'm
know,
I'm not saying never, never say never. I always said I quit, and then 2 years after I show somewhere. So I'm not saying that it's definitely end, but at this moment, the stuff I would have to do financially, time-wise, health-wise, doesn't give a sense for me. What I would get for it if I continue competing.
yeah,
So there was a little talk, like my husband is competing on a mature level. He was thinking maybe in 2 years try to do the Pittsburgh, the Masters show in Pittsburgh. So it's about a 2 year time frame at this moment. So I was like, maybe if he will be preparing there, and I will be going with him anyway, I may jump into the Masters world because they have the pro levels there. They have more of the age classes there for professionals. They don't have just one age class. They have, I think, like 40, 45, 50, 55, different classes. So I could hop in my age class. So that's a maybe, a maybe, but definitely at least for a year I need to take off, and I need to check what's going wrong with my knee, and definitely have to fix the heart problems.
yeah. That thing is, yeah. Take care of yourself first. The sport's always going to be here.
Yeah.
Me late Tim, it's not a race; it's a marathon. And you fix your heart, you fix your knee, you get the help you need. If you need like one thing, if you need sponsorship, if guys out there, if you're interested in sponsoring Lada, and that does help these ladies. I mean, sponsorship is no more than maybe just something to help her in her prep or her training. Reach out to her with genuine interest. But guys, and this is no offense to you, Lada. Guys, don't do this. Don't send no D pics. Stop it. Don't be. She's a lovely lady. I know you guys get some see ladies all pumped and muscular, but have some respect for you and her. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna jump into her social media for a little bit, and we'll look at some pictures and stuff like that. She looked really good. I mean, for the show, I mean, you really, I mean, you look really. I think your condition is really good. I mean, like I said, it's tough to compete with some of these ladies. Like, what you had some sushi, huh?
Yeah. That's our favorite food. Yeah.
Was that what was that after you had after the show?
No, it was we were now with my husband. We How I structure my week is, I told you that I'm still reverse dieting. During the week I'm usually like 80-20, like I'm eating still a lot of clean protein and stuff, and then once a week we go eating out somewhere and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
And
and
after my show actually we was in the buffet, so
Because I think y'all in Vegas, y'all have the cheapest buffets in the world. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
not anymore. Unfortunately, after the pandemic, it a little bit changed. But yeah, we were in the Bacchanal buffet, which is the best buffet in Caesar's Palace. So it
yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, maybe like I said, maybe next year I try to go to them. I got some friends that keep telling me to come to the shows, but I got financial issues and everything costs, and things and bills. And this is why I hear a little video of her, and what was the feedback from the judges at the Regent show?
I didn't even ask for the feedback because I was not expecting I will be competing at least anytime soon. So to be honest, I didn't even ask. I was just happy that I was there, and I was just happy because I've seen myself that I'm not lacking. As I said, like I didn't want to come to the show and not look like a professional. And I think that I was comparable. I think I was at the same level of conditioning like those ladies, majority of them. Of course, there were some which were better than me. So I didn't ask actually. But what I can see is like mainly I was lacking in the back thickness when I turned my back. My traps are not that thick, so the 3D effect on the back is not so big, and I'm having little problems with my abs. I'm with the age, I'm having a little bit looser skin there, and my abs were never so dominant like at some other girls. So I think sometimes the midsection looks a little bit hollow in my case. So I think I need to work more on my abs and my back thickness if I want to bring a better physique next time.
Yeah, that's the thing is everything as a bodybuilder, you have to work on your strengths and also, improve on your weaknesses, and that's a process. There's a lot of work to the sport. Here's a video of her, if y'all watching, from the Titans Grand Prix. And what was that? Is this
This is
from?
actually my routine, as I told you. This is my routine when I was 16-year-old with the same music, and then I splice it with my last routine from the Titans.
That's pretty cool. 16. Wow. What was I doing at 16? I was in high school. I was
Yeah,
eating junk food
that's
and
the
watching
thing. I
cartoons.
was in the Czech Republic, so
Yeah, yeah. It's a different world compared to America. I mean, but like I said, you've been doing this for a long time, and I gotta respect your passion for the sport. Most people, like I said, you said earlier, most people get the pro card and that's it. They just, hey, I got a pro card. But you, especially dealing with stuff you're dealing with your sickness, also with other issues,
yeah.
financial issues.
I took a year off, and I was thinking that after a year off, the body will be rested, and unfortunately, all these complications came in. So yeah, sometimes it happens.
Yeah, it's about like I said, it's a process, and sometimes it just take the time to develop. Like I said, you want to, hoping you can get more time, you can make the improvements, and you still want to take a shot at it again. And when you talk about the World Master Championship, as you know, this year, next year they're going to have the Masters Olympia, and yeah, so all you got to do is compete in. I think it's the over 40 class, and you just win in that class. You get to go to Master Olympia, and if you win the Master Olympias, you get to go to the Olympia.
Yeah, as I said, like at this moment, I'm more focusing on like what I would like now is to work on my everyday physique, if I can call it this way. Um, I mean, people don't think that working on your metabolism and stuff matters off season. They think, just eat whatever. It doesn't work this way. I would like to work on my metabolism. I would like to bring a certain kind of physique for the everyday life, which is not that chiseled, like that lean, but still have the shapes and still have the sizes. So
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's just like I said, it's a process, and once you understand the issues you got to fix and get them together, you know, everything be all right. But like I said, you're just working on you and trying to live your life. And like I said again, whenever you're ready, the sport's going to be here. It's going to be here when you
yeah,
want to come
absolutely.
back, or
And this is
yeah,
why I'm not saying it's like definite end, but it's most likely end for a while.
yeah. But like I said, this is like I said, you look pretty good. I mean, I did watch the Legion show. You took some nice pictures here. I mean, you look, like I like
Yeah,
the suit.
that's also what I wanted to do this time. I said like, I will be in this conditioning, so I want to have a memories for myself and make all these pictures. So we were shooting a lot of stuff during the weekend when I was in the shape, around the hotel. This is in front of the hotel, the Atlantis. So
Yeah. You look really good. You should be proud of yourself. Like I said, you put in the work, you put in the time, and especially what you were going through. You know, you gotta. That's why I say I respect what you ladies do as competitors and athletes. People don't understand what it takes to be a bodybuilder. It's not as easy as everybody think it is. Everybody thinking, oh, I gotta take some pills and I lift them weights, but you have to be regimental. You have to follow a diet. You have to have a plan. And
actually, I would say what people. So I love training. So training is fun for me. That's no problem. But what people underestimate is the food factor. As I said, like you have to work on it even off season. You have to build up your metabolism. A lot of people think that bringing a better conditioning means okay, she will just diet longer and harder. But it doesn't work that way because if you diet too hard, then you jam your metabolism and then you don't progress anymore. You have to work on your metabolism off season. Off season that means bring up as much calories in as possible with as lean physique as possible. So that means constant juggling, like raising your calories up, but at the same time watching your body fat not it let too far to go high. So when you're starting your prep, you're on as high calories as possible, so you don't have to do any drastic jumps. So your prep then can be gradual. So it's like work during the whole year on what you eating, how you eating, what's going on with your body, and I would say it's a functional eating instead of eating for fun. So that is the hardest part, I think. And
yeah.
in my case, I always had problems with my metabolism. As I said, like I'm having thyroid gland disease since I was age 6. So it has
Mhm.
nothing to do with the sport. I didn't, damage my thyroid with the sport. But since age 6, I was having problems with my thyroid. And so for me, it's harder because my metabolism doesn't work as well as metabolism of someone who's healthy. So the food for me and bringing in the condition, that's the hard part for me. And this is also why I'm so happy this year because despite all the medical problems with the knee and with the heart, I was still able to push through and I was still able to bring the conditioning and the hardness and the quality of the muscle was simple there. And that's why I'm happy.
Yeah, you should be happy because you know what? You do this because of you. And I know a lot of things. It's not about who you compete against. Sometimes your person that really can get in your way is yourself. Some people will compete with another person, but that person they already got their goals. They already got their plans. But you really have to work on yourself first. Build your body. Work on your diet. Sit there because you say you don't have a coach. You're doing this all by yourself,
No,
right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, my husband is helping me. He's my second eye because sometimes when you end the prep, you don't see yourself that clear like somebody else from the outside. I tend actually to overdo things like with the cardio and stuff. So I need somebody to hold me back a little bit. So especially with the heart problems and with the final where I couldn't do that much cardio and stuff, and I need to watch my minerals and change the diet and everything. My husband was very helpful, helping me to go through, and we modified everything. And as I said, like there was a lot of blood tests and a lot of changes. And basically, I even didn't do anything like the bodybuilders typically do. I didn't even mess up with my water and minerals at the end of the prep. I couldn't do that because if I mess up with my water and with my minerals, it might worsen the heart condition. So I didn't pull up water this time. I didn't pull up minerals. So the end of the prep was completely different than the typical prep. And my husband was helping me with that. But yeah, me and my husband, we do basically everything on our own. So
That's good that you have that. He understands the sport because he also competed. Y'all competed together for a good while too.
yeah, he does.
And
We
yeah,
we were
and
actually competing together 2011 as a couple. That was
Yeah,
also one of my goals. So at the World Championship 2011, me and my husband we were in couples. So
yeah, yeah. They don't do couples much anymore, especially in the states.
no,
Maybe.
in Europe it's just a couple of shows which are having
Yeah,
couples.
yeah, yeah. Maybe it'd be cool to bring it back every now and then. Especially, I remember like guys like Tony Pearson, and he worked with just about everybody from Juliet Bergman and Laura Craval. I remember Denise, Diane Dennis, and she was I forgot her guys used to work with. They used to do couples a lot, but because it's not as popular, but it'd be I know some would do couples like for guest posing every now and then.
Yep.
But the sports changes is evolving. You have the new division like wellness coming in. Everybody's paying attention to that because a couple of days I got to interview a lady. She's gonna be my first wellness competitor I get to interview. I interviewed some girls who are amateurs, but this is gonna be my first IFBB Pro wellness competitor. And like I said, the sport has changed over the years. You're talking about how women's bodybuilding physique is getting to a certain level. Even if you look at figure, those girls look
Oh,
like
yeah.
maybe yeah. Because we did talk about how we talk about Daylene Bailey. If Daylene Bailey came back, she couldn't even hold a candle to some of the girls in figure. Or it's just everything's changing. It's just a process of athletes.
Yeah.
So now that you have done made your pro debut, you put in your work. So and what's the plan for the holidays? What you're gonna do, you and your husband?
Well, during the holidays, we don't have much plans to do now. It will be just more resting. And actually, like, holidays in Vegas is a little bit different because we do work for the hotels, both of us, and we will be in the busy season, so it will be not much rest for us. Um, the plan now is Olympia. We are looking forward. It's coming in. So on Thursday, I go to meet and greet, and then Friday will be probably at the expo, and we do have a tickets for the finals, so we will be there. So I'm looking forward to the Olympia. Um, then we will have some days off. I don't have much time off, as I said, because I put everything time off for my competitions. So we will be working also during the New Year's. So there's not much time to really enjoy the holidays. We will be more enjoying our days off together.
And that's good that I know a while back your mother passed, and I can understand that
Yeah.
lose because my mother it's
Yeah,
been about
that
4
was last year actually, and that was also one of the reasons why I was not planning the pro debut last year because it wasn't like just emotional. I would compete because I would know that my mom would probably want it. She wouldn't want me to, just grieve and do nothing. But it was also, as I said, financial. I'm always budgeting because, as I said, like I have regular job. So I always put before the competition season, I always put money aside, and that's my budget, and I don't go over that budget. And during that season, when my mom passed away, I was traveling a lot between United States and Czech Republic. So a lot of the money went into the flights. I actually was able to be with my mom, so I had emergency flight, which was almost 7 grand to get on the plane because I was literally buying a ticket overnight. So I put a lot of money into flights between Europe and United States. So there was not even money in the budget, for the competitions. And yeah, my mind wasn't there for the diet, at least for a half of the year. Um, and even with all the traveling, I couldn't really train and focus on the nutrition when I was, flying back and forth, helping my father. So that was the reason why I postponed it for this year. um, I did all the visits, with my family, with my father, with my family in the spring, and then I was like, okay, now from the spring till the autumn, I will focus on the prep, and I was finally able to budget this year and do everything this year.
Yeah, I can understand because like my mother passed away about 4 years ago, this past summer. My father, he's been gone for 10 years. I know how your father doing. How he's doing.
Oh, he's doing fine. Yeah. We
Yeah.
are talking a lot on the online like this, doing Zoom calls when I cannot come, and yeah. And I was there. I was there in spring, and I plan visit again in spring.
Well, that's good. It's good that you be able to talk to him, then you get a chance to see him. And I know just it's a lot of cost to go come from to the states and go to Czech Republic, and then but that was your mother. You want to be there for her, and see
Yeah,
her. It's just it's tough. I can understand that. So, and you know what, you really put a lot of work into this year, and I think you brought I think a great, especially like I said again, going what you went through, all the things you're going through. You brought in a good physique, a good look. I mean, I gotta respect that because you know what? Most people get discouraged. Sometimes they get stuff like put in front of them. They say, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. But you did it. You went through being sick, your mother passing away, and so many other stuff, and still you just got on stage and you did your best, and you did pretty good in some areas. And like I said, you want to take that time and to work on the things, maybe stack your chips, like we say, is get your money up, and you want to take another shot whenever you're ready. But that's the thing about people, you understand about the sport. It's not as easy as everybody think it is, and if you're not committed to it and passionate about it, the best advice is not to do it.
yeah, it is. It is.
So we're not gonna hold much
Like
longer.
I will not stop. Even when I stop competing, I will not stop training. I will not stop, eating different way than the most of the people because I don't even know how to do that. I'm doing this sport for 30 years. And I realized that, during the 30 years, my look on the food and everything is completely different. I'm not looking on the food just like, I like to eat. I mean, I love food, to be honest. I'm a foodie. I love to go. I love good beef. I love good steak. I love the buffets in Las Vegas. It's not a good place for a bodybuilder in diet, to be honest, because there's a lot of good food tempting. But on the other way, I always look at the food also in the way like on nutrition. So I will always look on the food this way. I will always be like, I have the 80-20 rule. Usually it's like 80% do the whole foods and the good foods, and then 20% you can be in snacking. And that's what is best for me, even for the, when I will be not competing. I will still be looking on the food this way. I will still be training. I will not be a completely off like, now I'm not competing and I'm really not doing anything anymore. So I will be still doing some stuff, and still be training, and still be trying to keep a certain kind of physique which I'm happy with. So
Yeah, like I said, you got to live for your life, keep in shape, do what you want to do, enjoy life. Like I said, the buffets in Vegas, I know they're going to be busy after the Olympia. Oh my God. I wouldn't be one. I mean, think about guys like Heidi Chopin or Samson Dua or even some of the women. Women, y'all eat like it's no tomorrow. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to be in a line with most of the lineup from any of the female divisions. Not wellness, bikini. Those girls, even though they're small girls, they eat like grown men. I mean, I wouldn't, like I said, whoever's running those buffets, especially when you mentioned, y'all better stack up real good. Make sure y'all don't have no food. I don't want to see some big dude say, "Hey, I'm out of food over here." Oh shit, we gotta, but yeah, it's just like I said again, you live for you and do what you want to do. And like I said again, this sport, if you want to come back to it, it's here. It's not going away anytime soon. And you want to do the Masters, World Championship, if you want to, that's a great show. That's Gary Yuta shows are in Pittsburgh. Also I think there's some other shows. There's more. I think Master shows also win physique too. But whichever shows that fit with your schedule and your time, and it works for you, then pick up. I will support you, and I wish you all best of luck.
well, thank you very much.
So, folks, we're not gonna hold her much too longer. This is her day off. She needs to enjoy it, get out in the sun, and just chill out. She looks in great condition. Can you believe
Yeah,
this?
actually, I need to go to the gym because now the Olympic athletes are already coming in, like for the shows. So the gyms here are looking like a zoo now. Like the big guys coming in, training, getting their last training. So I'm going to Powerhouse, to Ariskyle Powerhouse. So there is a couple of athletes training. I seen it on their Instagram. So I hope that I will run to some of them, and see some of the big guys training and the big girls training. So
Yeah, it's one lady who I follow. Her name is Natalia Bastudova. She's Russian. She's more 56 years old. You ever seen her? I mean,
yep, I
she
seen her. I seen
I,
her.
I wouldn't think she was 56. Her body's just crazy. I mean, and Iris Kyle, that's a legend. I mean, she has the most Olympic. People will say, "Oh, it's Miss Olympia," but she has the most Olympia wins.
Yep.
Cindy Gillen, and Cindy Gillen's about to tie. If she wins the figure division, she's about to tie with Linda, with Ronnie Coleman, and another lady who was, I think she had 8 fitness titles, and she's maybe 2 more away from maybe getting close to Iris. And Andrea, this might be her 5th Olympia win. I'm crossing my fingers. I felt like when Angela won at the Rising Phoenix, okay,
Yeah,
but what people tell me, whenever Andrea's on her best condition, she's just unbeatable.
cheers. Cheers.
So, folks, we do appreciate Lala for coming through and talking with us. We wish her best of luck. She there was, I mean, like I said, folks, you gotta respect what these women do in this sport. It's a tough sport. There's a lot of sacrifice and time you gotta make, and you gotta understand. If you don't really understand it, learn to understand it. Because you know what? They deserve support or respect, And I'm gonna tell you, like I said, this before I read the other guy said, a lot. I'm gonna tell you, you are beautiful. And wish you best of luck. Hope everything turns out for you, and maybe if you like I say, wherever you're ready, if you want to come back, just let me know. You are always a welcome guest.
Well, absolutely, and you will see it on my Instagram.
All righty, I thank you. So, folks, I thank y'all for coming through. We thank a lot for coming through. Shout out to my man Dennis Espinosa. Anybody who watched this video, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media. Her links are in the description of this live stream. If you're interested in following her, also, like I said again, sponsorship does help. So, if you have a plan, you have an idea, don't be that weird guy. Say, "Hey, Lada, I saw you. Yeah, yeah, you look pumped. You look good. Yeah." But no, no, no. Sorry, Miss Pavelova. We have a plan for you. We like you. We love your story, how you come from Czech Republic, come to the States, and now you're so passionate about bodybuilding. We would love to sponsor you. That's what these ladies deserve, the opportunity to represent themselves in their sport and their passion. Because you know what? It's a tough sport. Like Ronnie Coleman says, like everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but don't want to lift this heavy ass weight. All right. Well, thank you, man. Best of luck to you, and good luck at the gym. And I hope you get to see some people there. I mean, if you see
Absolutely.
Andre, say hello.
Yeah, I will. I
All
will.
right. Anyway, folks, we guys thank a lot for coming through. Appreciate it for coming. Appreciate taking time out here. It's me always Joy Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
And